Hello everybody, welcome back to Football Club Barcelona. So go straight into the start of the game. We're going to have ter Stegen in goal. We're going to have Demir, Ronald, that's easier to pronounce, Araujo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Lacroix and Lazari at the back, Busquets, De Jong, Pedri midfield, and Fati, Martinez, Depay up front. I don't like it being so out of whack. Like, eventually my plan is to try and get this into like an orthodox shape, but for now I'm just trying to see what I think works, and this is currently what's working. If it does have to be something like this, then it has to be something like this, right? That's the way it goes, but it's annoying. But we're looking to sign a left back in the January. We're looking to sign currently Juan Bernat. We have enough money to get him, I think. So hopefully, have a left back coming in that can actually play left back. I dropped Eric Garcia because we've been bad defensively, and Lacroix isn't getting dropped, so he's the only other one that can be dropped at centre back. Assistant manager says we're favourites for a reason. It feels like a bit quicker going through these because, like, I'm not having to show you what's been happening like off camera because nothing's happened off camera. We're just playing game to game, which is quite nice actually. Going to restart on the old full match. I'm really thinking Busquets might have to go on a support duty. Like, why is... Like, can Pedri explain to me why he's coming all the way back here to get on the ball? I've even got him in, like, the attacking field slot, and he's still coming back almost in line with Busquets. Get out the field, man. We do destroy teams at home, though, so I expect it to be a lot better. We have got man marking out of possession, which will be interesting to see how that plays. And we nearly score early on. I was in a good chance. Yusuf Demir's in a good position there. Lacroix. Get the ball into the playmaker. Get De Jong. Gets it. Lazari. Free kick. No, just don't give it away. Stay on it. That's it. Make them get it off us. Here we go. This is more like it, Barcelona. Demir, somebody get wide. Okay, nobody wants to get wide. Fair enough. Once in a while, I don't mind that. Low crosses work pretty well in that scenario on Foot Manager. So you can see now he's man marking. Is that the same player though? No, he's the wrong player anyway. So he's not really marking the player he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be marking this one. Lacroix. De Jong, and the reason for that is because I've got the attacking midfielder high here. The attacking midfielder that's high should be on this one here. Lazari, De Jong, back to Lacroix, to Lazari, to Gelson. No. Play back if you have to. Lacroix's playing right back temporarily, bit of positional play here because Lazari's playing centre back. Okay, fair enough. Don't mind that. I see Sports Interactive with the match engine there. I see that. This is better. See, the whole time, okay, they're not marking the right players, but these two are actually on the centre-backs the entire time. You can see it, look, like, wow. Pedri, not so much. Dun, 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 dun. But, like, he's marking the full-back Ansu Fati out of possession. Not that this is helping, that we still can't get the ball off him. Jesus Christ, man. Right, trying to get it back. ter Stegen, Demir, Busquets, Araujo, Lacroix, De Jong, Lazari. If we played the ball a bit quicker around players, we wouldn't have to get fouled on the ball. And the tempo I've left on default in the middle, so it's not like I've got it too slow, I don't think. Like, in what settings have you got to do that? You absolute... Right, has to be the back four. You have got no option but to play it something in the back four now, goalkeeper. Okay, I've just moved Pedri back to a central midfield role. Ansu Fati's in. Oh! 1-0 Barca as soon as I made the change. So this is what I just changed it to, was this. And the reason was, a second ago, I don't know if I left it in because I didn't speak when it happened, so I might have missed it on the editing. But Pedri was obviously up here a second ago. He was up there and De Jong had the ball and he tried to play him the ball and it was just intercepted and it was terrible. So I thought, okay, let's move him back to in line with him. And instantly Ansu Fati's got a goal, which is great to see. And it was like a Thierry Henry run, wasn't it? It was very much like a Thierry Henry run under Pep Guardiola here. He's on the outside of the back line. That's actually really good. He's on the outside of the back line. If any of you have seen my Pep analysis, we talk about this run on the outside of the back line and in through the gap. And he's causing problems is, I'm guessing, is that Pedri? What's it, Pedri? Yeah, it's Pedri. Wow, that worked. Well done. 1-0. Possession looking like 64% for us. Okay. So he's just going to man mark him, not very well. But I don't care about him not marking, but I don't even care about him not defending properly in the defensive third. It's when they're playing out is what I'm looking at. I might even stick Pedri, our Iniesta on their other centre-back and play it like a 4-4-2. The way that Pep has done a lot in real life for City, he's had his central fielders jump out and be a second player to press, the two centre-backs with the striker. Striker has it, back in, okay, it's back out, that's fine. Stay on it, don't rush it. Yusuf Demir, Araujo, Pedri, Ansu Fati. That's getting close, I like this. Ansu Fati's playing the role pretty well for the Omri role. And then as long as Pedri's still making his half space runs and he's still a threat in that sort of final third and in the half spaces, I'm happy. I know he'll do it as a Mazzala. I know we can make it work with that. Okay, De Jong, Memphis. Gonna run away with it. I might rename all the... Well, I might nickname some of the players to the players from 2008, 2019 eventually, so we know who we're looking at, regardless of who actually we're using there. So it just shows Xavi and Iniesta, so we don't need to keep working out like who's doing what. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea, whether we should keep it the real players. Ansu Fati's got to take a shot there, hasn't he? Busquets back to... Oh, okay, I see you. I see you, Busquets, with your retain. Somebody's interested in him, actually. PSG want Busquets. I'm tempted to sell him, even though he's the last remaining member of that team that we have. I feel like the whole point of this is we're going to recreate it with a new team, so I think we can let him go. So maybe we will sell him, I don't know. If we can get another good player in by selling him, I might do. But we'd need somebody to play that pivot role, because Nico isn't ready yet. Gavi could maybe play it, but he's not the same type of player. Get some pressure on those centre-backs, for the love of God. I don't even care if you get beat in behind. I don't care at this point. Alright, I'm done with this. Pedri, go mark a centre-back. Okay, I've been waiting for the ball to get up play for this Pedri centre-back thing to start working, but I'm just going to show you this. The left-hand side here. Now, he starts off narrow because the ball was on the far side. I don't mind that right this second, but Ansu Fati gets the ball on the outside of the back line, and that ball back to Pedri's on, and then Pedri, like, they link up so well, and then he's got an open shot there to take a chance. Like, I just think that's starting to blend well. There's a combination of role and duty and position, and everything combining with it, that's starting to work really well, I think. As hopefully it goes out of play at some point soon, so we can make our change. Although we've got the ball, actually, I don't really care, we have the ball. De Jong gives it away. I don't know about the advanced playmaker roles in the central midfield, but... Okay, so what you should see now is... This is the centre-back here. I don't know what he's doing. I think he took... Oh, there you go. Shut up, play. I think he took the free kick and then he was there. But it looks like they are going to mark them closer. And you've got to man-mark the player and the player's name. Don't put man-mark positions. They don't man-mark the same way on the game for some reason. Ter Stegen's got so many settings telling him he has to play it short and to a fullback or centre-back, and he still goes long, even when he could go short. De Jong, Memphis. Plays it through to Fati. He's going to go back now to Youthus Demir. Plays it in Lazare. Good football. I feel like we're much more in control watching it for as well. Like, oh, this is brilliant football. Let's watch that again. I wasn't fully concentrating as I was talking here, but Lazare gets it. Plays it to Lacroix. Let's look at the options here. We've got the striker in here. Now, problems. What do we notice? I'm going to give it a second. What do you notice here that's wrong with this? Yep, Pedri is on the wrong side of the pitch. He should not be there. He should be this side. It just congests it too much. And it means that, if, like, Busquets here, in real life, you'd want Pedri, like, here to go... potentially, well, he'd create a bit of depth as well. Then it could go like bang, bang, you know, and then he should be slightly wider to stretch this out. But then it comes with De Jong here. And, I keep missing that bit. So Gelson, so the Messi here, quote Messi, is Gelson, and he's in that sort of gap between the fullback and centre-back. And he makes his run there. That's pretty good, I like that. I'll take that. Possession is 62. How is it 62%? They've hardly touched the ball in ages. There we go. There we go. They're going to play out now. So we've got both of their centre backs man marked. So now their two central midfielders are free because Busquets doesn't mark a midfield player ever. So I don't want to go man marking across the pitch. I don't want to do this. It's hard to do because in real life what you could ask is the opposite winger to come in onto the far side central midfield player to create that overload so you can go and do this, which is what Pep's done with City in real life. On this you can't really do that because if you man mark them with a winger, they'll go there the entire time. Unless you did it always, so it could always be that Gelson Mines, the game would fuck you for this though, I think. Like if I was to go Gelson Mines, move on to let's have a look. So let's put the left winger on Fran Beltran here. Let's put Ansu Fati. You can go on to Fran Beltran, how about that? So he's on the left central midfield player. Right central player. Then he goes on to the right centre back. He's on the left centre back. Yeah. Then you go on to the other midfield player. Then you go on to the fullback. Now, the one player they're going to have spare is the right back. And what you'd expect to see in real life is that we force them around so they don't play that side and you let them have that as a switch option. Let's see if it plays out. Busquets is currently marking there, but it's a 4-4-2 that they're playing though. So he needs to be there to make it a 3v2 against the two strikers. So that goes. So this is the only spare player on the team that isn't marked, that's a threat in like the build-up phase anyway. Pedri's going to get... So Pedri must play like a second striker then, because he's marking already out of possession, so he should be higher, which is going to have its pros and cons. But in possession, it should go back to being the same. Shouldn't change this at all. Now that we get the ball, we safely regain it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So you've just seen, what you can't see here is Renato Tapia is being marked by Memphis, who just basically went out and pressed in mid and pass across. De Jong is actually marking this player here. So you've got, everybody's got a player. Now this is their spare player that we've let them have, but the left back eventually have to come out here. So everybody's covered. So as long as he forces him back, this ball shouldn't really be played. That's a really risky pass to play it to him there. Look, he's played it to him and it's going to be a 1-2. They're struggling. Hopefully they clear this away. Oh, they've gone long there, so we should win it. I'm giving away free kicks. It feels like it won't let you fix this, but they can cross that in. Hopefully it gets cleared away. Okay, so we get the ball back. I don't know how that's going to go against really good teams when they have like Lewandowski or somebody up front to just ping it over to, but it's working for now. Gelson Martins, what are you doing? Who wants to see some progression? I know I do. Here we go. Watch this remove. So we don't score from it or anything, but just watch the process of the build-up, right? Nobody forces anything. They're in pretty good positions across the pitch. It's not perfect. We're not saying it is, but like you can just see here, we keep retaining it. Nobody forces it. Demir nearly forces it, turns and plays backwards. Can you believe it? He played backwards. We actually got a left back to play backwards there, or a player. De Jong gets it between the lines, which is good. We don't get another way out, so he goes round. We retain it all. Pedri into the half space, gets across. Eventually they tackle us right here. That was a lot better from the build-up, and hopefully we're making progress here. And I guess you'll draw me back when something else happens in this game. Well, they just scored from the same move. Pretty much, we gave the ball away, and they went through and they just scored. So, okay, just that I'm not happy with their performance at half-time. It's actually starting to punish us defensively for our man marking. So, we're going to keep it going with the two players here man marking them. Do you know what? I'm actually going to change this. Let's take all these off. I'm just going to mark them with Gelson Martins as well. Going to have these two man mark the two centre backs, and that should then mean that I'm going to have these two man mark the two centre backs. Now he should still be on the left side of the pitch though, so he should be able to. Now I'm going to go with these two man marking the centre backs. Now he's still on the left side of the pitch, so he should still be able to press the fullback if it goes there. If he's intelligent enough, he'll know when to go, when to leave, and then he can come across. But we'll see. I was trying to make him press with Depay as two strikers, and then have these two man mark the two midfielders, which would work in this game against a 4-4-2, because even though it leaves us 2v2 at the back, but against a three-man midfield, it wouldn't work without bringing one of these two in. So let's try that instead. See if that works with the game. The game was definitely punishing us for having too many players. Man marking. They were tearing us apart. So here, there's the two. So the central field players should just be pressing normally now. And we've won it back anyway. Lacroix, Busquets, Araujo. I think Busquets doesn't press enough out of possession, which really doesn't help in the midfield. So maybe deep line playmaker support for him would be a better option. Let's try that. I've not tried that yet, actually. Because I had De Jong as a deep line playmaker support. I also changed Pedri to Mazzala, just to see how that would work. Do it Barde on the left back and make him a wing back attack and a complete wing back attack for Lazari. Oh, it's a penalty, I think. I think we're about to get a penalty here. Memphis, 2-1. That's it. You have your left back there if you want. See, it gives them a temporary overload when they're playing out here, but once it goes past him, they can't retain it anymore because they lose the overload, which is better than having them just have the overloads here and keep the ball for ages. Okay, this is interesting. So we give the ball away. Now watch this. Now, instantly, Gelson Martins, I've got highlighted here, he leaves his man, he goes straight onto this right centre back. That's the man he's man marking. They play it into him, Depay actually goes on, or the striker Daka goes on to him. When it goes back, now if normally, the situation, Martins would be over here, and if he was, the centre back and goalkeeper would just keep playing around the one striker pressing. Because there's two of them there, they then try and ping it long, and we get the ball back anyway. So that's interesting little development there. Straight after that, play out from the back, left-hand side. Nice little Mazzala half space run from Pedri. Perfect. And almost got there. Okay, so jumping quite later on in the game here. It's currently looking like this. And a lot of tweaks, a lot of frustrating things since the penalty. And I think we're getting somewhere. De Jong, Stegen. We should build this up now. I've gone to the tempo back down to lower. Like they just keep fouling us, that's fine. Take the yellows. We're in no rush to create a chance here. The only problem is I think the more quests we go for, more domination we go for in the game, the less chances we create. Lazari, play it back in here. Don't try and cross. There's no need to cross that. The mentality is the next thing to go down, but I feel like that we'll struggle to press as much. But that is the next thing that could go down. But left 2v2 here for a second. That was close. De Jong to Daka. Daka. To be fair, I've just been messing around with the striker role. I had him as a false 9 a second ago, which worked pretty well actually. They need to be a threat in behind as well, because Semiletu would definitely run in behind. I feel like going like false 9, I don't know whether he'll still break in behind or not. That's what I had him as a second ago. Daka. So Daka, with a complete forward attack, he tries to just go too much, I think. Forwards. Maybe go complete forward support then. Maybe try that actually. Well, the last few minutes here, if they score, it's going to be a draw. Oh, that was so close. Right, now stay on the ball to Stegen. I was offside anyway. Now, so many options. Take your time. Araujo into Pedri. Pedri now into Memphis. Memphis dribbles through, plays it through. Good idea. Do you know what? That was a good idea, I think. And that's the right time to try and risk a pass there. Because he should have been ready for that. Patsendak, and he wasn't. Bad play. We'll regain that. Busquets to Balde to Pedri. De Jong. Daka. That's it. Stay on it. Across this way. There we go. That's better. Into De Jong. Okay. There we go. It's more like it. Referee, get out of the way. Galeno. Okay, cool. We'll take that. And that is going to do it. 2-1 at Barcelona. So these were the stats from the game. 58% possession, 566 passes completed, 2.23 expected goals, there was a penalty, 1 click out chance, 1 half chance. Statistically, not great. We're still struggling with a few things. I think the next thing to look at will definitely have to be the mentality. It's the only thing that can stop this. I'm going to go on to balanced, I think. I don't like doing that. I hate balanced. I've always liked to have either positive attacking or cautious or counter as it was in those days. But we're going to have to change something with some of this. But it's frustrating, but I think we're getting close. I feel like we're almost perfectly correct with the settings. The only thing we could do is potentially something like that. Before we drop down to balance, let's just try it the other way around for a game with like the directness up and the tempo down. We'll see how that goes as well for the Madrid game. And that's what I'll see you for, I think, in the next episode. We'll play our semi-final against Madrid, and then we'll do the final if we get to the final as well. And we'll just keep tweaking as we go. We want to manage to win a game, so we've got ourselves in a slightly better position. We're still top of the average possession charts, but not by much. And that is going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.